Visionaries collaborate to multiply their energies. Lloyd Keevanew, Cherokee educator, motivator of the Institute of American Indian Arts, the IAI in Santa Fe. Paolo Soleri, Italian-American architect, arranger of fantastic marriages between architecture and ecology. They convened to design the first theater for contemporary American Indian performing arts. That's like plays written and acted by American Indians in the 1960s. The Institute studied traditional ceremonial sites in order to find the forms to inspire Paolo Soleri's earth-molded concrete construction techniques. In 2010, a friend invited me to a Facebook page, Save Our Santa Fe Indian School Paolo Soleri Amphitheater. I was shocked to learn that it was going to close and maybe be demolished. And I remembered kind of my favorite concert, Leonard Cohen, the crooning poet, the backup singers, a-doo-dum-dum-dum, Tower of Song. As an audience member, this theater had seemed to me to be a hippie design. But when, as an architect, I climbed all through it, over and around it, I realized that I knew of no other theater so inviting actors to physically engage. I booked a visit to Paolo Soleri, and during an audience with the 91-year-old architect, I popped him a naive question. Did you design it according to theories of the European avant-garde? He laughed. I gave them an Elizabethan theater. I couldn't understand. But we can use this theater that we're in right now to understand the difference of the American Indian theater. This theater has a proscenium, which is kind of a frame around a box, and you're looking into a box. And this convention goes back to the Italian Renaissance, the perspective machine that is actually a very powerful media generator in our culture. It started with the stage, the camera, cinema, TV. But now let's raise the curtain on the Paolo Soleri Amphitheater, embedded in the gravels of the ancient Santa Fe watershed plain. Unfortunately, right now, it's mothballed in chain link. As an audience member, you walk up to the lip of the steep bowl seating. Imagine these seats picked up and warped around an intimate stage. And then you step back and you look up, and there are the 12,000-foot Sangre de Cristo peaks. Paolo Soleri knew how to work a site. The theater opened in 1970 and really blossomed the following year with Indian summer performance seminars. Imagine you're a student actor on stage. Behind you curves a cave-like shell. Breaking the arc of the shell, a bridge, and that scooping balcony of the upper stage. Upper stage. That's what Paolo Soleri took from William Shakespeare's Elizabethan Globe Theater. I finally got it. Now, an early Paolo Soleri sketch denotes this is out of Paolo Soleri's notebooks, which I was kindly shown in his archive in Arizona. The main stage is denoted as physical, and the upper zone, ghostly. And you can see there are words written there across the upper part. It's from morning star to dawn to sun to a moon bridge. There's a moon bridge in this theater. And then there's a climatic cycle from cloud to sun to lightning to thunder. from the underworld beneath the audience. Tunnels open at the foot of the stage, and hollow columns provide hidden passage from the physical level up to the ghostly, or you can zigzag up those broad stairways, penetrate the shell, and perform off the bridge. Stage right, unfortunately not shown in this picture, but stage right rises a fire tower, and from a man-made hill that came from excavating the bowl. You can see it there in the background. A man-made hill echoing the Sangre de Cristos. An artificial canyon ramps down to open stage left. You're not acting in a box. You're performing in a landscape. So imaginatively did Paolo Soleri interpret the IAIA's need for Indian forms that 40 years after it was built, a drama instructor there who worked with him wrote to me, "He drained everything I knew and cared about and dreamed about and took it all and with his genius and own resources produced the magic that is this theater." The theater flexed its versatility in multiple roles. School ceremonies, Native Roots and Rhythms festivals, and of course, concerts. 10 years after acting in Little Big Man, Dustin Hoffman joined writer N. Scott Momaday and Elizabeth Taylor for a D.H. Lawrence festival there. In 1972, 7 young actors from the IAIA moved to New York City to help germinate the Native American Theater Ensemble, whose plays performed internationally. Taos playwright Robert Shorty wrote, "We have to explain to Indians and non-Indians the turning points in their coexistent lives, where things happened and why." American Indian performance travels internationally now. Ruan Tangen's Dancing Earth Company, here shown in the theater, recently performed on stage in New Zealand and New York City. But when they came to Santa Fe, they danced in an impromptu pop-up setting. This theater's trajectory does not have to be from mothballs to wrecking balls. What if Lloyd Kivenew and Paolo Soleri's collaboration became a home in Santa Fe for American Indian performing arts? What if their vision rejuvenated and revived to its original purpose, landscape for performance? Then a theater that was built ahead of its time becomes architecture for our time, and the jewel shines bright into the future.